Hello, and welcome to the first ever broadcast of Charger Bulletin News. I'm Kailey Feshler, and now here's the news. The third annual Westfest was held on September 2nd with community members and university students coming together to support each other and local charities. Now we go to multimedia editor Kayra Clouden with the full story.
Westfest 2017 took place on September 2nd at the West Haven Green in downtown West Haven. Westfest was organized by the University of New Haven's Mayor Advisory Commission to work towards raising funds for the Wheat Foundation, as well as bridging the gap between the campus and local community. Dr. Chris Haynes, professor from the University of New Haven, further explains the event.
All of this just to support Wheat, which is the West Haven Food Pantry. Supporting West Haven families in need with food and other services.
And what can we expect to see here today at Westfest?
We've got a ton of things. We got so many different types of live music. We have In Big's Band, we have Quiet Giant, we also have a dunk tank, we have a pie eating contest, tug-of-war contest, inflatables, tons of booths. Of course, food galore. It's going to be a ton of fun.
This is the first year that Westfest kind of collaborated with the Unity Run. How is that whole thing being set up?
Absolutely. We are so happy that the University of New Haven women's basketball team, track and cross-country teams are teaming up with Westfest to make it a joint effort with the Westfest and Unity Run. They're going to be bussed down here to do a color party.
Connor Vargo, chair of the Mayor's Advisory Commission, also spoke on his involvement in the event. How did you get so close to the Westfest startup?
So this is actually my third year doing it. And I've worked with the mayor's office in the past. I really wanted to sort of take ownership of it and do the best job I could because I do really care about the community, and I really wanted to have an event today that would give back to the community in some way. So that's why we're actually donating a portion of our proceeds to Wheat. So I really wanted to make sure that this event was just extremely successful all around.
Daniil Leon, member of the Elite Step Team, was also a group that was involved during Westfest. Daniil, what does Elite expect to get out of this event being here today?
Today, Elite is here just to kind of increase their community and on-campus involvement. Clearly, we're not here on campus, but we want the community to know that we are here at the university. We're relatively small, but I feel like we pack a really strong sound, and I just want the rest of West Haven to get to know us a little bit better.
So I hope you guys have seen what a great time Westfest is. We expect to see you here next year, but this was Westfest 2017. I'm Kayra Clouden with the Charger Bulletin.
Election season is underway at the University of New Haven. The class of 2019 and the new class of 2021 are currently holding elections to find their new officers. Each class is looking for a new executive board, with the term limits of the class of 2019 expiring after last year. Parker Johnson, the USGA executive assistant, is in charge of the elections for all undergraduate student body positions. She encouraged students to get involved and make their voice heard through a position on the executive board. Students who are interested in applying can do so on Charger Connection before September 18th. Another election happening this month is the search for a new USGA treasurer. After the resignation of the treasurer elected at the end of the spring semester, two candidates, Gabby Palmieri and Daniil Leon, are facing off for the position. Here's Editor-in-Chief Glenn Rohrbacker from their debate this week.
After the launch of a special election, two new treasurer candidates faced off in a debate hosted by the USGA Elections Committee Tuesday. USGA Senator Gabby Palmieri and Vice President of Elite Step Teens Daniil Leon took questions from USGA officers and some student audience members, focusing on what they would do differently and improve upon from previous years.
And I think that is something that would definitely benefit RSOs. I want to work with as many RSOs or all RSOs if I can.
USGA Executive Assistant Parker Johnson, who runs the election process, said she hoped the candidates would show how well they could work with the rest of the USGA board.
We're kind of a group that's kind of all over the place with our different roles, so it's great to kind of have someone else who will kind of be closer with the RSOs than maybe I'll be able to be, or Nick will be able to be, or any of the rest of us. Kind of the treasurer is the front line to the RSOs.
Palmieri's main goal is communication and transparency, an initiative she hopes will boost confidence from student organizations.
I am definitely looking to have an open communication with every treasurer of every RSO. I don't want them to be intimidated by the CeeLo doors. I want them to come right in and ask me questions.
In the debate, Leon aimed to get across that although she may not be a familiar face at USGA meetings, she still has no less passion than those who are.
That doesn't mean that I'm not actively involved in campus and not equally as passionate
about the whole RSO involvement and activities.
Neither of these candidates applied back in the spring general election, but both say that they are now ready to take on the position.
This past summer, I learned a lot about myself, and along the way decided that I wanted my senior year to be very impactful, and not just for me, but for everyone. And the position was presented to me, so I decided that I was going to take a leap of faith and do what I felt was right.
Last spring, I thought that I was going to have other obligations in a different club, but that ended up not happening. So when this idea presented itself to me in July-ish, whatever that was, I decided to run, and I filled out my application, and now here I am.
Voting for USGA Treasurer is live now on Charger Connection and will continue through Friday of this week, ending on the 15th of September. At the University of New Haven, I'm Glenn Rohrbacker with the Charger Bulletin.
Each summer, students participate in a research program aimed to help them learn more about a specific topic in their field. This week, those students were able to show off their findings at a poster demonstration for all involved with the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship, or SURF. We now go to Kiana Quinones on what they had to show.
I'm here at the Beckerman Rec Center where students are presenting their projects for the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowships, also known as SURF. Let's take a look around. SURF is a faculty-mentored program where students of any major can conduct research. We spoke with students from many different majors, including forensic science, environmental science, fire science, and biotechnology.
The program was great. They gave us a lot of tools, pretty much anything we needed. Having one-on-one time with a professor that is so experienced in the field is a huge benefit.
As a biotechnology major, it's kind of a broad area. You can do medical research, you can do biomedical engineering, you can do even like just stuff with like food and everything. I want to do medical research. I was stuck between cancer research or autoimmune disease research, but this project helped me definitely see that cancer research is for me.
When the program was first introduced in 2007, there were only 14 participants. Fast forward to the summer of 2015, and SURF peaked with a total of 50 students conducting research over a variety of majors.
So using the model we built within our studios and transferred over to Excel, we could then tell if upcoming films, what chance they have of making money. So this could be a really good tool for studio executives when they want to determine which films to invest in, and just determining which ones are going to have a return on investment, essentially. I think for me the biggest takeaway from the SURF project was really taking ownership of your project, because this is all us. This is a huge selling point for employers, obviously, moving forward. And I really think it's just been really important to, to stay optimistic and know that at the end of the tunnel, through all this research, all this data entry, keeping the end goal in sight is really important in work, and definitely going to do that in professional endeavors moving forward.
This has been Kiana Quinones reporting for the Charger Bulletin.
The Forest Hills Apartments have officially opened the pool to residents for the complex for the first time. Hours are limited to 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, and the area is regulated by the Office of Residential Life. Here's reporter Kiana Quinones with the full story.
The University of New Haven has finally opened the pool at Forest Hills. This decision has brought mixed emotions from members of the on-campus community. Today we take a look at what this opening means and how students are reacting to it. The pool at Forest Hills was closed this past year and has finally been open to residents of the complex.
So I was a Forest Hills resident last year, and every day I would walk out and I would see the pool, and I would just look at it, but I couldn't use it, and it was kind of depressing. I think it's great that it's open this year for all the residents that live there now, but I think that it should be open for residents of the campus and not just of Forest Hills, so that everyone can have a chance to use it.
Although the rules state that only Forest Hills residents are allowed to use it, there is no one there to enforce it. A scan-in from a Forest Hills resident can gain anyone access to the pool. A guard is on duty at Forest, but only starting at 7 p.m., about an hour before the pool closes. In an email sent by resident director Stephen Lynchard, he lays out the rules of the pool. It is open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. via card access. There is no food or drink allowed at the pool, and only Forest Hills residents are allowed to use it.
At first I did not know that until I saw the email, and I was like, what? So I feel like they should have, other people be able to use it, obviously like UNH students, because, it's like I said, it's a way to meet new people and just be able to bond with whoever. And I feel like as long as you're with at least a Forest residents, it's fine.
This has been Kiana Quinones reporting for the Charger Bulletin.
The Charger Bulletin learned this week that the Transfer LLC was moved to the newly opened 1 Atwood in West Haven, just a block from the university's main campus. Here's Glenn Rohrbacker with more info on the new complex.
We're here just a couple blocks from main campus at the Atwood, a brand new apartment complex built to be graduate and off-campus housing for university students. The Transfer Living Learning Community, a community of students who are all transfer students that live together in order to better acclimate to the university community, was moved here this year due to space constraints. I'm Glenn Rohrbacker, and here's the story. The Transfer LLC was originally scheduled to be in Gerber Hall, but the largest first-year class in university history forced the Office of Residential Life to find alternative places to house students. Transfer students are not assigned housing until the freshman class is assigned housing, so no students had to be displaced to move the LLC, according to Nicole McGrath, Associate Dean for Residential Life. The cost of the Atwood is similar to Celentano Hall, but is a bit more expensive than the most expensive upperclassmen building on campus. According to Residential Life officials, no discounted price was offered to students moved to the Atwood. From the University of New Haven, I'm Glenn Rohrbacker with the Charger Bulletin.
September 15th to October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. The Latin American Student Association kicked off the month with a barbecue on September 14th in Bixler Gerber Quad. Brothers from the Sigma Chi fraternity assisted by grilling traditional Spanish kebabs as the members of the university community danced and socialized. Keep up with the Charger Bulletin to see more updates on Hispanic Heritage Month. That's all for us here at the University of New Haven. Make sure to follow the Charger Bulletin on all social media platforms. For the Charger Bulletin, I'm Kailey Feshler. Until next time.